Yeah, hi, this is Devendra. Welcome to the channel called Psychology of Minds. In this video, we will discuss about the psychology of war, how and why war happens, and what are the mindsets and behavior of individuals or individuals as groups or as societies. So let's begin the video. To define war, we can say that it is an armed conflict between two groups. It can be state, it can be militia, it can be government, or it can be any other group united for a common cause. Now, there are two important things. One is it is armed conflict, and there will be certain outcomes. Those outcomes will be your violence, your destruction. It will be again connected with mortality, and then certain lack of morality in terms of basic human values of life. So these are 3-4 characteristics are prevalent during the war times. And as when we go back in the history, we find mentions of different wars, not only in legends but in actual real life. History books of the world depict that wars have taken place since 3,000 years back from the Christ era. So it has a history of around 5,000 years. There are studies which have shown that 150 years of European history has seen 230-40 wars. So basically, wars have taken place. So various psychologists have tried to identify why these wars take place and what are the mental status of communities or individuals which lead a group of people or representative of the group of the people to take a call on having a war. So there are 3-4 theories which run around which try to explain why wars happen. As per evolutionary theory, humans by genes are selfish in nature. So they look for their own survival, and to have survival they look for the resources, and if they find the resources in some other group or community, they plunge in the opportunity to get those resources for the survival of the fittest. So that is one aspect of selfish genes being the reason for war. But again, there have been different rebuttals given by different philosophers and biologists and archaeologists. Two of the famous anthropologists named Douglas Fry and Patrick Soderbergh have done studies on 200 hunter-gatherer groups, and they found that these hunter-gatherer groups were more or less non-violent towards each other for hunting or gathering resources, and also they had the same level of testosterone as compared to any other individuals of the modern society or of the ancient times. So that theory is kind of rebutted. One of the famous psychologists called William James have gone on to define the reasons, psychological reasons why wars take place. As per him, the society on the individual behavior are the primary reasons why wars are the outcomes. As a society, wars, the concept of war unite individuals. It helps them to have that sense of community, sense of a common goal, a sense of unison, a sense of being together. And as humans, as a species, we have that basic nature of uniting in order to, again, fight for the resources. So the concept of war, the idea of having a war, leads humans to unite, and then it gives them more idea of being cohesive and having a common goal. At the same time, as a citizen or as a part of that group, it helps you to develop that idea of being honest, being more loyal, all those human values which we keep on a high pedestal as far as human ideals are concerned. So these two reasons of a sense of cohesion, sense of common goal, sense of unity leads a set of people or a group of people to look forward to war. On the individual level, we see we are more alert during the war times, we are more awake, we feel more lively. For monotonicity of life, wherein, okay, today was a fine day, tomorrow also will be a fine day. So that kind of monotonicity doesn't exist, because war is a situation where your senses are alert, you are awake, you want to you feel more livelier. And these are the things which attract humans instinctively, and that these two reasons, those two behaviors, are primary reasons why wars happen. These are the theories which have been postulated, which has been given by famous psychologist called William James. There are two other factors which are very important when trying to analyze why wars happen. One is the desire or drive to gain power, wealth, or your status. So if you see in the history that societies or the groups have gone on to colonize, to capture, to subjugate people, it must have been for the want of resources, for the want of wealth, for the want of power, or for the want of status. Sometimes when during the wars, one party loses, and when one party loses, they want to regain the idea of themselves which they were before the loss. And that leads to further war, that leads to continuation, and that's why we see different wars happening in order to take that revenge. Also, we see there are many conflicts which has happened in the past, in the historical past, wherein we see there are different crusades, Christian crusades, or the Islamic world crusades, fight between Israelis and Arabs. If you see the Palestinians fought with Jews, fight with Christians and the Muslims, the fight between Hindus and the Christians, or the fight between the Hindus and the Muslims. So there are different kind of concept of conflict happening, and these conflicts are kind of loaded with different ideologies or understanding of how to gain power, how to gain resources, how to gain your status, or do you want to gain back your status of glory or those times. So you create that narrative, your mind creates that narrative of being in a war to win that war. So the third reason is this. The fourth reason is that the group identity. When we are in a war, or when we have that concept of going to be in a war, we create the identity of being in a certain group. That group may be your regional, provincial group, that group may be your national, you being a part of a nation, you being a part of a state, you being a part of a militia, or you being a part of any other arrangement where you feel belonging, you feel that you are connected, you belong to that particular specific group. So these four factors catalyzes you to kind of look forward towards war, or catalyzes a human being to look forward to war without much other logical reasoning. So William James had two theories. There are two more further theories: the desire to take back your power, status, or wealth, or that desire to belong to a group, that basic human species behavioral aspect of being together with someone, being together with a group of people. So this is the psychological reasons why wars happen.